Hey guys, I wanted to make a quick video about today and kind of the price action that went on today, as well as how we can win during choppy times, and also the reasoning why it did chop around today. It was kind of interesting to see the data that came in today, as well as what happened in price action. So I do want to go over that. And then if you guys have any questions about anything, please feel free to drop a comment down below. I enjoy reading all of them. I know there's some questions that I do want to go over, maybe in a later video, or maybe one tonight. We'll see. Anyways, let's get right into it. I want to make this a shorter video, so let's get into it. Okay, so as you guys can see, that flow was extremely choppy today. And we started off pretty bearish. Calls sold off quite a bit. That's why you see this green line drop so far down. We did have a nasty move down from about like 354-ish down to 352.75 or so. I'm just looking at the chart here. But all in all, I want to say that Flow didn't do that great of a job to pick up price action, but there's a couple things that we can pinpoint in order to kind of gauge why this happened, why price action was so choppy, why it went down and then it kind of got bought back up and just went up a little bit throughout the day, even with bearish flow, right? So we started off pretty bearish and then we flipped bullish and then we flipped bearish again. But all in all, though, I normally never ever trade days when flow is this close together. If it's even close to zero, I tend not to even touch it at all. Now, it did pick up quite a bit here towards the end of the day, and you can see that it did catch a nice red trade or short trade here on this red dot when convergence flipped, when puts were well above calls were kind of well below here. So this was probably the best entry you could have gotten today. It went down about $1 or so, a little bit over $1 at the lows here. But anyways, so let's kind of figure out what went on throughout the day and how we can kind of understand why price action didn't follow flow too well, even though it did flip quite a few times and you should have stayed out anyways. But let's pinpoint some of these things that that I noticed throughout the day. So the first thing I noticed is, yes, puts were above calls in this case, and that kind of triggered my emotions and my bias to being bearish. But what really happened here is we got a nice bounce off of 453 around that level, and we pretty much trended up for most of the day up until the last hour or so of market. But the first thing that I really noticed is near-term flow. This isn't the best chart here, but I can show you on flow line what I mean by that. But you can see that flow was somewhat bullish towards the end of the day, and it didn't really follow price action too well as far as the 7-day flow goes. But if I go down here, this is what I really noticed. So on flow map here, oh, not flow line, my bad. On flow map down here, you can see that there's an overwhelming weekly expiration in calls for 7/28, which is July 28th, which is Friday. So you can see that calls are clearly in the lead here, 17 million to 4 million. So that was the first thing, and that kind of triggered my my be cautious light bulb that went on in my head to be cautious going short, even though flow was kind of bearish during that time. Because over the last 2 weeks or so, we've been getting an unbelievable amount of call flow. So you can see here, if I go to like 5 days, you probably see it a little bit better. So this isn't the best chart, but on Friday, you could see that calls were clearly in the lead. Just as of late, within like the on Friday or so, the last couple of days, you've seen a little bit of an uptick in puts. But if it's so close like this, you can pretty much guarantee that it's going to be a little choppy consolidation. Or if you were bullish for so long, you can kind of expect a little bit of a pullback or so. But in this case, for today, I was strictly looking at the flow map here, which told me to just be a little bit cautious with shorts, even though I didn't even take anything at all. So that's pretty much what I really look for. If I do get into a trade, all of the time frames have to match up. So if say this is the no filter flow and then like 7-day filter doesn't match up with it, I probably won't trade it. But I cycle through all these, and you can kind of see it's been pretty much the same, just choppiness in the flow. Sometimes it gets a little bit easier to tell. So sometimes I kind of made a mistake in this video showing you the near-term flow, which is the 7-day flow here. I thought it was a little bit bullish earlier on in the day, but sometimes it's a lot easier to tell. So like on no filter, when it's super bearish and then you flip to 7-day, it can be super bullish, and then no filter is bearish. It happens like that a lot. I honestly thought that it was going to be bullish just by looking at this here. But in this case, it's just kind of one of those days where you just stay out. You look at all these things that come in and you're just like, nah. And that's pretty much how it was for me today. I notified everyone in Discord and on Twitter that I wasn't getting into anything, because all these different things have to check for me in order for me to get into a trade. And today was one of those days where it was just like, it's not that great. But anyways, other than that, I think that's pretty much covers what went on today. I might have stumbled through a couple things, but I'm just going off the top of the dome here. But yeah, guys, if you guys enjoyed this video, maybe you guys want a little bit more recaps on daily videos. If you guys want, just leave me a like, comment. I'd be happy to get back to you guys, and I'll start to make more videos on your guys' comments and questions that you have in there, because some of these videos are getting some traction, which excites me, because I never really thought of myself as a person to just make videos and talk in front of a camera about this stupid stuff. But I hope you guys had an awesome day today. I will see y'all tomorrow.